Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60. So today is the day that the 2-day detail is started on my 335. Now this old girl, since the motor's been down, she hasn't really been anywhere, and it's looking a bit sad for itself. Now, I can't remember, if you've been a long-term subscriber of the channel, you would have seen the times when I've pointed out a few little imperfections in the paint, but a mate of mine, JB with a 1M, he's a good friend with a detailer called JD, and he's actually come up and he reckons he's gonna have his hand at trying to sort out the paint on this car. He actually arrived about half an hour ago. He's given me a quick talk on what he's gonna do, and the first step in his process is actually decontaminating the paintwork and giving it a thorough wash. Now he reckons that's gonna take like an hour, so I'm gonna move it over to a spot where we can start this washing, and we'll give you guys an update on the process once we get it in the shed. And most importantly, we need to know if it's gonna start. It's still got the problem engine in it, but with any luck it should stutter into life. Yep. Still sounds like a steamboat. A steamboat, canal boat. All right. Oh, I can't wait to get this thing back. All right, let me get it moved. So I've got it sitting where it's going to be for the wash. And I forgot to mention, I've got the front bar from the panel shop yesterday, but the front bar has got completely brand new paint on it. So we'll leave it aside for this decontamination process. But yeah, this is what it looks like before. And in fact, I'll probably time lapse it. So I'll see you guys in about an hour once she's looking a bit cleaner. Well, okay, I know what you're thinking. What is a voiceover doing on a 0 to 60 video? Look, to be honest, I sort of messed up today. I was spending too much time watching the professional work instead of updating you guys, so I do apologize. But for these steps, it was really just a good wash, which is what he's done with the foam cannon first off. He then used a deionizing spray to remove any contaminants from the paintwork. He then went on with a quick clay and then a final wash, rinse and dry, as you can see here. Now that process, JD was expecting to take the best part of an hour. It ended up only taking about 20 to 25 minutes. He said the paintwork was actually much cleaner than he was anticipating, so that did save him some time. But this is where things got a little bit nasty. We got it into the shed, turned all the lights off, got his special lights onto it, and we can see how bad my paintwork really was, which was, well, you'll see. Here we go. Okay guys, so JD has, well actually this is JD from Wax My Car. He's good mates with JB, and as I said earlier, he's the one that did JB's 1M. He watches the channel, which is awesome, and yeah, JB suggested we get him up to do the 335 and give it some love, which is what you're gonna do.
Most definitely. So let's inspect it, shall we? Let's have a look.
This is where I get the reality and the harsh truth of how not good a condition my paintwork's in. So, I guess you were just saying this step here is where you're going to work out what you're going to focus on in the paint correction. Yeah, I'm going to
make a plan on the correction, see where we're going to go, so I can just go ahead and get it done. So I've got to just inspect it, see what I'm up for.
All right, let's see how bad it is.
Yep. Start at the right guard, so can we see that okay?
I'll try and show it on camera. And guys, basically what JD's done, which is something I never do, is get it right out of sunlight and even turn the fluoros off, so you can use this light to focus.
Okay, so we've got a lot of light scratching, a lot of maintenance scratches. Being black is something you see quite often. These scuff marks here, you know, it's just something where someone's been working on a motor. I can get most of that out, if not all of it. I'm not too concerned about him.
Yep.
As you can see, all the marring and light swirls, webs, and scratches. There's a few here a little deeper, so we're going for a dramatic improvement of that area. But all the hazing and all the light scratches, it really takes it away from the depth and the gloss of the paint and the Duco.
Yep.
So there's a big room for improvement here. That's the first thing that comes to mind for me. There's really going to be a huge difference. So your skirts, I'm going to go quite deep with those to try and get them as improved as I can. There's a little deeper scratch here I might have to chase out.
The marring is really all over the car. And it's funny how much the spray wax is sort of hide it, and I sort of forgot how bad it was.
Yeah, well, I thought I was a pretty good detail until I started buying these lights and learning how to use them. Sometimes I turn them off because they just show up too much. So you can see the haziness that all the the marks to the paint is causing. Like these deeper scratches are okay, I can remove them.
Yeah.
But when you start getting all these light ones, maintenance scratches, webbing, there's not a lot of swirl marks from rotary buffs on it. It's more from its repair, because it has had a bit of paint, this one. Andrew, okay?
Yes.
All right, so there, as you can see, the depth there has a lot of improvement to go. So this is actually going to be a pleasure to work on, because the end result is what's going to make it all worthwhile for me. That's what I like doing. Let's have a look at this bonnet. So obviously this has had previous paint. The good thing is it's been quite a good quality one. And I do believe you've done some work on it to get rid of some of the marring, right?
Yeah, when I got this car, I actually spent 2 days machine polishing it myself, trying to repair it. But being the amateur that I am, I didn't get it perfect, and I actually did do some damage up in the corner with some wet and dry.
Well, I did notice you have got it a lot smoother, and that's why it looks good outside, because you've got the surface a lot smoother.
Yes.
Makes a big difference with reflections. So I'm definitely going to be cutting this. So my first step on this car, I'm going to tape it all up, all your rubbers.
Yep.
Protect all those. I'm going to do most possibly a sheepskin pass with a cutting compound.
It's aggressive.
Yes, but they make the pads these days very user-friendly. Mm-hmm. And using the right tools, such as Europez dual action, is the key.
Right. I know she didn't get to the corner where I did all the damage.
I stopped it for the moment. Let's carry on. So that's going to be my first step. The aggressive step, there's an acid stain over here somewhere. They're right there.
Yep.
That should pull out quite easily. If not, I'll readdress it again. So the second step after I've done all my correction cutting stage is going to be my refining stage. So that's when you start polishing.
Okay.
And that's when your depth starts happening. That's the pleasurable step.
When it starts to see the difference.
Yeah, it's hard work at first.
Now, how long do you normally spend on a car like this doing the job you do?
Well, when people drop off the cars to me, I have the cars for 3 days.
Yep.
So a good 1 to 2 hours of your contamination wash, such as wheels, all in the milks and crannies, all your badges.
Yep.
And I'm easily 9 to 12 hours on a correction stage.
Bloody hell.
And this is a medium-sized, smaller car in my world. A lot of Hiluxes and a lot of bigger cars come through my doors.
Now, I thought I was getting a particularly special deal, but we need to tell the audience, what do you normally charge for this job?
I started at $900 to $1,000 for a car. It does not matter if it's new or used.
Which is crazy, because I know Declan with the M2, he's had his done professionally. Similar process to what you're going to do on this, but obviously his car was nearly brand new. This one's full of imperfections.
That's correct.
And he's paid $2,500.
That's right. So I work for myself, by myself, because I just enjoy it. But I have gone up to $2,000 and $3,000 for cars.
Yep.
Like I did a brand new Ford F250 truck.
Yes.
Which I spent most of the time on a trestle trying to reach the bonnet.
Right.
It's just the size of the car. But the reason why I mention about new cars and used cars, even the new ones need some type of correction.
Yeah.
As minor as it may be, because they sit around in car yards for lengths of time.
Yeah.
And get damaged.
Yeah,
and
true.
To lock in, after you're going to glass coat something, you need that paint to look as best you can. So this side's pretty mirrored to the other side. A lot of, light scratching and swirling, a lot of webbing, minor chips through here.
A lot of webbing, which I didn't realise.
Yeah, well, see, if you have a look even closer here, there's a lot of watermarks on that bonnet as well, but here there's also like little mini pigtails from some sanding marks in the past. So I will be going quite aggressive deep with this quickly.
You said about the watermarks. When I got it, it had bad watermarks, which is, I think, what I was trying to do, because it was so long ago when I was wet sanding the bonnet, but because I did this little section here and I just ruined it, so I gave up.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to see if you can get rid of those watermarks.
I'm not too worried about the watermarks, but it's mainly these deeper scratches.
Yep.
And that's, see there's the difference. So you've got your maintenance scratches, which I call them sweepers.
Yep.
And that's just from, minor dirt and dust that's caught between the sponge and the panel.
Okay.
That's why snow foaming a car first up as a pre-rinse is the key for darker colours. So the less you get to touch this car, the paint, the more it's got longer it's going to last. And I think at the end of the video we'll show how to maintain a ceramic coated car as well.
All right, well, I think that's probably enough of a walk around for the audience. I'm going to let you finish your inspection.
Yep.
And I'll probably just annoy you with the odd question as you go through the process.
No worries, let's get into it.
Okay, now I've actually got to do a little bit of work because I didn't get a chance to put the front bar back on yesterday. I only got it back from the panel shop yesterday afternoon. And unfortunately, I forgot to get the bloody wiper covers. So that's a bit annoying. But anyway, I'll get all the grills and everything back in that, and we'll get that put back on the car so we can get its coating. Okay, well, you've probably worked it out, but this is another one of those segments where I didn't do enough voice to camera work. And again, it's just me watching instead of recording. I do apologize, but something that doesn't really show in this clip, this time lapse was spread out over 7 hours of buffing work. JD ended up doing 3-step, I guess it's a paint correction on every single piece of paint work. So that's door mirrors, side skirts, everything got this 3-step process. And I just wanted to put this voiceover in because the time lapse does not show the amount of work he's put into the paint work. Anyway, let's get back into the video. Well, hey guys, it's been a bit of a weird day. I'm not used to having somebody else do all the work for me, but I've got to say I can't believe how good of a job JD has done on this thing. It's now, again, because I'm not doing the work, I've probably not updated enough. I've just been watching in awe and sort of learning as we go. But this is the correction stage, so it's not had the glossifier yet, has it?
Definitely not.
This is just cutting compounds, and you've made it look. So I used to cheat with this car, and I would just layer waxes on, spray waxes. Actually, it was just spray waxes, I got lazy. But you could get it looking pretty good, and you've probably seen in some of the videos, from a distance it would look okay, but I've never had it looking anywhere near this good up close, and you're gonna get your light out, which really brings out all those things you saw this morning. So this section here was one of the bad sections. Somebody, I don't know who it was, but it was like they were walnut blasting or something, and they'd put quite deep scratches in the guard, and apart from a fingerprint where I just touched it, it's nearly perfect. Hazing is gone. It doesn't look like a 13-year-old car anymore. Now, this section here, this was probably the worst part on the car because the clear was actually worn through.
That's where the scratch has gone through the paint, that's all you can see.
And yeah, when you don't have that light on, you can't really see it.
No.
Dude, I can't believe how well that's come up. So, it's been quite a lot of work, but something I can't quite wrap my head around, you've only used one type of compound.
That's correct. It's only because I use the different types of grades of pads. The first one was very aggressive.
Yep.
Of course, I had to go quite deep with the fresh, well, let's call it resprayed panels. Even though the clear for me seems to be a little bit softer, easier for me to repair.
Yep.
You still have to go in pretty hard. But if you're going to glass coat this, which we're doing tomorrow, we need to make this thing look as best as possible. So,
yeah, I probably should have said this a bit earlier, but JD, he's not, you're not a run-of-the-mill detailer. You're not cleaning cars for 50 bucks, quick wash and vacs. No. JD's got a genuine passion for improving paintwork, correcting the paintwork, and then also preserving it and protecting it. I suppose that's the right word for it, isn't it, with these coatings? He's been working with ceramic coatings for quite a while, and he's learnt how to not only apply them in a certain way to make them last, but also to prepare the paint. And that's what today has been about.
Yeah, get the best results, most durability and the most performance out of the coatings. The better you get the paint before you lock it in, because this coating is going to last 3 to 5 years. And
it's something that I probably didn't understand enough of. Because I have put ceramic coatings on other cars. I haven't ceramic coated this one because I've been waiting to get the paint at least a little bit reasonable, but it's just not happened. But yeah, I didn't understand the level of preparation that you probably should go to before you apply the ceramics. And having this car looking like this, and you think it's going to keep looking like this, because tomorrow we're going to go with these coatings. Now, we will talk a bit more about those tomorrow. I'm actually going to end this video off here because I think with the intro and the walk around we've done earlier, this is probably over a 10-minute video, which is long enough for you guys on YouTube before you get bored. But what I wanted to say to you guys, if you've got any questions for JD about detailing, about the process we've gone through today on this car, like being a black car, I know it scares a lot of people, but you just bossed it. And it looks, there's no swirls, there's no hazing.
In my world, it's a bit of a minor correction. So I did a good 6-7 hours today.
Yep.
And it's going to be well worth it in the end.
I'm just so stoked.
Look forward to tomorrow.
Yes. Now, like I said earlier, JD has actually made a special trip up to look after my car, and I need to thank you for that, because he lives 2 hours away. I'm so stoked. All right, we'll end it off there. Look, guys, thank you very much for watching. Again, any questions about the process, about what JD's doing, or about the coatings that are going on, let us know below. We've actually got an expert to answer them. Anyway, for now,
excellent.
Peace.